McLaren just broke the unspoken rule of Formula One. While every team hid their upgrades, McLaren revealed everything. And what they showed? It's not just bold. It's crazy. No upgrades coming. No plan B. They're sending the exact car they tested in Barcelona straight to the first race. That means if this wild design works, McLaren could be weeks ahead of Ferrari, Red Bull, even Mercedes. But if it doesn't, they've just locked in failure before the season even starts. This isn't just about one car. It's about whether McLaren just made the smartest decision of 2026 or the biggest mistake of the year. Stick around, because what's inside the MCL40 might change the entire season. And if you love real Formula One stories, subscribe now, because this one, it's just getting started. Barcelona. No media. No fans. Just raw, uninterrupted testing. 17 cars ran. But only one team revealed their entire hand. McLaren didn't hide. They didn't bluff. They pulled the cover off the MCL40 and told the world, this is the car. This is what we're racing. No upgrade packages planned. No new floor coming. No last-minute winglets in Bahrain. What you saw in testing, that's the final version. In modern Formula One, that is unheard of. Every top team plays the same game. Test one version, race another. Keep secrets. Keep the paddock guessing. But McLaren, they walked into the season opener with zero secrets left. Why? Because this year, they're not chasing performance. They're chasing certainty. Every lap, every setup, every energy deployment decision. They want it dialed in before the lights go out. That's why they made the call. Commit to the full-spec car from day one. Test it like it's already racing. Treat every session like it counts. And when Oscar Piastri's car shut down on day 2 with a fuel delivery issue, they didn't patch it. They didn't cover it up. They stripped the car, rebuilt it, studied every system. Not because they were scared, because they needed to know. Right now, if this car was ready to win. And what they found confirmed it. So what is this crazy design detail that McLaren just revealed? It is not flashy. It is not obvious. You will not notice it on a highlight reel. But if you understand what Formula One is becoming, you will realize exactly how dangerous it is. Because while every team focused on building adaptable systems, moving aero parts, energy modes, adjustable mapping, McLaren focused on one word: stability. The MCL40 doesn't rely on change. It relies on control. And that control starts with the floor. What McLaren revealed after testing is that their floor concept, one of the most underappreciated parts of any car, was designed to stay consistent. No matter the ride height, no matter the tire wear, no matter the turbulence in dirty air. In Barcelona, that showed up immediately. While Red Bull lost rear grip in fast corners, and Ferrari fought to protect tire life over long runs, McLaren kept going, lap after lap. No bouncing, no degradation spikes, no setup panic. Their long-run numbers? Flat, efficient, almost suspiciously clean. It was not the fastest car, but it was the calmest. And that's the part that matters. Because in 2026, where energy deployment must be manually managed by the driver, and aerodynamics must adapt to changing speeds and environments, a stable platform is the most powerful weapon on the grid. McLaren is not just chasing downforce. They are building predictability. And that's why they're not changing the car. Because if you already have consistency, you don't need to gamble. You don't need to upgrade. You don't need to panic. You just need to execute. When you give two drivers a car like the MCL40, you do more than just hand them a machine. You hand them a challenge. You hand them pressure. You hand them truth. Because with no upgrades coming, no mid-season reset, and no major changes expected until after the first few races, what they feel now is exactly what they'll live with on Sunday. And that pressure? It affects everyone differently. Lando Norris came out firing. Fastest lap of the test? 1 minute, 16.5. Just 0.2 off Hamilton. Clean, aggressive, precise. But that lap wasn't a throwaway. It wasn't casual. It was pushed. And that's where the conversation starts. Because behind him, Oscar Piastri didn't chase the headline time. He didn't light up the timing sheets. What he did was build a foundation. He ran longer stints, explored tire windows, played with energy recovery, and reported every detail. Quiet, focused, deadly consistent. McLaren knows what they have in Lando. But Piastri? They're starting to realize he might be something else. Because this new era of Formula One, this era of systems management, strategic driving, and patient aggression, might fit Oscar perfectly. In a world where speed alone is not enough, the driver who understands the car's rhythm, the driver who can sync with its logic, the driver who doesn't fight the car but flows with it, that's the one who wins over time. And right now, Oscar Piastri is looking less like a number 2, and more like a long-game assassin. The craziest part of McLaren's Barcelona test isn't what they did. It's what happened after they did it. Because once the paddock saw the MCL40 wasn't hiding anything, once it became clear McLaren had shown their full spec, before round 1, the tone inside the garages started to shift. Ferrari suddenly accelerated their upgrade validation. A new floor, originally scheduled for Bahrain, was fast-tracked back to Maranello for emergency correlation testing. Mercedes requested additional wind tunnel runs, but not on their own car. On McLaren-inspired sidepod geometries. Red Bull? Still fast. Still dominant. But for the first time in years, they're not ignoring McLaren. Because McLaren just broke the rhythm. While others are still fine-tuning their base package, McLaren is already executing theirs. Every day they spend dialing in the same car, refining race setups, logging tire behavior, and pushing fuel stints. That's another day the rest of the grid is falling behind. Because this isn't just about pace. It's about stability, clarity, time. And time is the one thing you can never get back in Formula 1. That's why the paddock is watching so closely. Not because McLaren's car is wildly different, but because their mindset is. They committed early. They stopped waiting. They're already racing. Before anyone else has left the garage. And the rest of the grid? They feel it. They know it. And the clock is already ticking. Bahrain is next. The paddock is shifting. The trucks are packed. The setups are locked. And McLaren has nothing left to hide. No upgrades in transit. No backup concept in the wind tunnel. No spec be hiding in the wings. This is it. The exact car that ran in Barcelona will be the car that rolls out in free practice 1. The same floor. The same aero. The same energy profile. No safety net. No margin for error. And that's either brilliant or reckless. Because if the car works, if the MCL40 holds its shape under heat, if the balance stays stable in traffic, if the drivers can manage energy deployment through real race stints, then McLaren will be weeks ahead. In one of the most brutal development races Formula 1 has ever seen. While rivals scramble to validate parts, McLaren will already be extracting performance, refining setups, chasing detail. But if they got it wrong, if the floor can't hold its load over curbs, if tire deg exposes a hidden weakness, if energy management breaks rhythm on a real track with real pressure, then there's no fix, no backup plan, no time to change direction. That's the risk. And McLaren knew it. They stepped into the spotlight before anyone else. Now they're walking into Bahrain with the entire world watching, not wondering if they'll be fast, but if they were right. This isn't just about McLaren anymore. It's about what happens when a team decides to bet everything on clarity. No smokescreens, no bluff, no delays. While everyone else tried to outsmart the clock, McLaren chose to meet it head-on. And that choice? It's now the most talked about move of the preseason. Not because it guarantees speed, but because it demands accountability. When the lights go out in Bahrain, McLaren will have nowhere to hide. No excuses. No, we weren't ready yet. No, the upgrade's coming. Only the truth. Measured in lap time, in tire wear, in corner speed, in results. And that truth? It's either going to prove McLaren right, or leave them exposed. On the world's fastest stage. But here's the thing. That kind of honesty? That kind of bravery? It might be exactly what Formula 1 needs right now. Because this season won't be won by the team that hides the most. It will be won by the one who understands their car first. And right now, McLaren might be the only team that already does. So keep watching. Because this story isn't over. It's just beginning.